Hi and welcome back to Cut the Craggle. Today we're going to be taking a look at this. The LEGO Hidden Side JB's Submarine set. If you've been around this channel for a bit, you'll know I'm a big fan of this theme. But somehow I never got round to reviewing any of the Wave 2 sets. I bought them and I built them, I just never made any videos on them. Which I'm a little gutted about, to be honest. I had a lot of fun reviewing the first wave, so I'm determined not to let that happen again. We're going to kickstart the new wave with JB's Submarine. This was a set I was pretty excited for. I loved the look of the sub build, and from the pictures I've seen, one of the minifigures in here is very similar to a design I did for one of my Hidden Side World Tour videos. Be sure to check those out if you haven't already. The box art for this is fantastic. But as I pretty much always say with these sets, I wish there was a figure of the main ghost here, rather than it only being something that appears in the app. I mean, look how cool that is! He has anglerfish for eyes, and LEGO have just released their anglerfish in another set, so I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's crack open this baby and see what's inside. So here it is, all built up. This time around, Parker has sunk to new depths, using JB's experimental new submarine to travel down to the ocean floor in search of more supernatural shenanigans. Only this time, she has her great-great-great-great-grandfather with her, Vaughn Jackson, or at least his ghost. And this makes for a pretty neat little vignette. It kinda reminds me of the Wrecked Shrimp Boat set, in its sort of reflex angle shaping, where you have the main spooky part of the build in the middle, and then two other areas either side of that. You can see we have the submarine build with Parker inside, and also a couple of other minifigures, including a suspiciously spooky looking shark figure. Now there's not a lot to this build for the scenery here, but I think it does pretty well with very little. I will say that whilst it looks nice, it is slim pickings in terms of stuff to interact with. You got a panel here that you can flip down to reveal a colour you can scan in the app. There used to be a lot more hidden colours like this in the original Hidden Side sets, but since the second wave they seem to rely heavily on these AR colour wheels. I think they're meant to perform a bit like ghost traps in universe, but really it seems like a lazy way of including the required colours for app play. I don't use the app myself or play the game, but I used to like having the concealed sections or assemblies that held the colours. I guess you also do get this other Nexonite shield that you can flip down to reveal another colour, but it seems like a weak attempt. Interestingly, even though this is obviously set underwater, the colour scheme of the area around the evil looking statue is directly lifted from the Welcome to the Hidden Side set. So I'm guessing that this area is meant to be in the Hidden Side maybe? Or is the Hidden Side seeping into our world? One of the things I really love about LEGO is seeing parts being used for something other than what they perhaps were originally designed for. But here, everything is very obvious and pedestrian. Another aspect sorely lacking in this set is transformation. There is a kind of push lever around the back of this set, and if you push that forward, these two leaf pieces or seaweed move apart, and out pops this section with some stickers for a bundle of creepy looking eyes and some tentacles I think on top. It's a meagre effort, isn't it? This rather conspicuous looking Technic assembly here can be used to attach JB's Submarine. You just slot that bit into the back, like that. I actually like that. I mean, no effort has been made to conceal that Technic elbow whatsoever when it's not being used, but I really like how the sub looks posed like that. Let's take a closer look at the submarine itself. I really like the look of this. The mix of different colours and graffiti style markings are really fun. The shaping is decent, and I like that it's only about the size of a handful, and it's easy to hold. You don't have to worry about knocking parts off or anything like that. I was massively relieved to discover this round bubble piece at the front is a printed piece. I love that smiley face design, but if that had been stickers, I would have flipped my lid, no lie. The rest of the decal detail on the fin up here does rely on stickers, but they're straightforward to apply, and I guess you could leave them off if they really bothered you. I don't know how practical it is having all these markings obscuring your field of view, but I think it looks neat. There's not a lot to actually do with this. You have these lightsaber hilts with claws in them on either side, and these are meant to represent like the mechanical arms these deep sea exploration subs have, but you can't do anything with them. They have zero articulation. At the very least, it would have been nice to have been able to tilt them up and down. Around the back, you have a fairly standard fan piece, which is meant to be what powers, and I suppose steers the craft. You can move that around however you want at least. If we open this up and remove Parker just for a moment, she doesn't even have any real controls here. There are some stickered slopes there for buttons and stuff. It just feels like too much is implied rather than supplied with this set. This set comes with 3 minifigures, and we'll start off with Parker. This version of her is exclusive to this set, and I'll confess, it might have been the real reason I was drawn to this set in the first place. I drew my own version of a Parker minifig for my Hidden Side World Tour Loch Ness Monster video, and this looks remarkably similar to what I came up with. Rather than the giant pea I gave her, she actually has a cute shark design on her wetsuit. I think this is a beautiful minifigure. I love the use of colour with that teal and black. Not a pairing you'd immediately think of, but one that goes so well. And Parker looks so cute with that long hair and headphones piece, and that adorable smile. What? I don't have a crush on Parker. You have a crush on Parker. No, you're stupid. And here's what she looks like with her alternate expression. Next up, we have Vaughn G. Jackson, Parker's great-great-great-great-grandfather. He's also a ghost hunter, despite now being a ghost himself. I believe this is the same minifigure that comes in 3 out of the 5 sets from this wave. He's a really cool character, but I'm not sure I want that many of the same minifigure. That being said, he does have this great old-fashioned gunslinger design to both his torso and legs. When pictures first started to emerge online of this guy, some people thought he might be the ghost of Dr. Rodney Rathbone from LEGO Monster Fighters, a spiritual predecessor to this theme. Obviously that turned out not to be the case, but I definitely think the designers took a little bit of inspiration from that character. Rather oddly, Vaughn doesn't come with his trademark crossbow in this set. Maybe because crossbows don't work well underwater? And this is what he looks like with his mask and bowler hat removed. Normally, it might be up for debate if a statue counts as a minifigure or not, but LEGO have listed him on the top of the box as one, so here we have the Statue of Evil. Really inventive name. He's got a pretty nice cracked stone print on his torso. It does seem a bit odd that his bottom half is darker than his top half. It's also very unusual to have that dress piece facing that way, with the curved slope at the front rather than the back. But that's definitely how it is in the instructions, and here's what he looks like with his alternate expression. This set also comes with a shark figure. This one is unique in that it has this spooky, yellowish green glow around his eyes, as if he's been possessed maybe. I know a lot of people were disappointed we didn't get the whole shark in the spring green colour. That definitely would have been a lot cooler. Overall, this set was a little bit of a disappointment. I still think it's a decent little set. The Submarine, whilst not highly functional, is a fun little build. The Parker minifigure is ace. And at $17.99 here in the UK, it's hardly going to break the bank. There's definitely enough here to justify the money you pay for it. I just feel this could have been better. It feels like some corners were cut, and whilst they don't really ruin the set, they prevent it from living up to its full potential. The shark figure is cool and all, but seeing as LEGO have just released a new angular fish figure with the summer LEGO City stuff, it's a trifle puzzling to me why they didn't choose to include maybe 1 or even 2 of those in this set instead. The scene build is really bare bones, and whilst it does the job in terms of appearance, there's not a lot to play with here. Not a lot at all. This is one that definitely requires the app to prop it up. What do you think of JB's Submarine? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, and if you haven't already, be a hero and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Laters.